of Japan.
Okay, so what's wrong with
He
that?
makes a whole big deal out of this, doesn't he? You know?
Well, it is, because he's trying to court them.
You know, you are so blind-eyed.
I'm not blind-eyed at all.
Yes, you are. Because you don't give Obama the same courtesy. You know, what do you think? Obama wasn't on the phone or wasn't in contact with Washington all those times?
Did I ever say that?
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
By saying no.
You saw him. He was all morning. They saw him golfing, and after he made his speech, they showed him golfing. So
you're talking about that one time.
Okay. Now, how do you know it's not every time that's what he does?
Oh God. You know.
What?
I don't want to discuss this with you because you have blinders on. You don't have an open mind.
Why? Because it's Obama? I remember when you used to...
You kept telling me...
I remember when we were talking about Obamacare, and I told you it's bad, and you always said, no, it's a good plan, blah, 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 blah. You had your mind set on that, and that's the end of it.
Hey, listen... Republicans now are yelling at town hall meetings that don't take my Obamacare away from me because I won't have anything. I'm alive because of Obamacare. I had no coverage before. I would be dead now. The only thing was nobody anticipated that the premiums would get to be so high. The bottom line is Obama even said, you got to work on it. It was okay for a couple of years, but he knew he wasn't going to be president now.
So he didn't care once he wasn't president or whatever happened?
No, it's not that he didn't care. He assumed that whoever came in would try to improve it.
Yeah. Well, because how many people decided to pay fines instead of going on Obamacare?
You know, I mean, I could point to our friend Ed, who said he goes to the local clinic and they take care of him. But who's paying for that? We are.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, how many people opted not to take it? Millions of people.
Young people especially. And
and the only plan the way that plan would have worked is that all the young people took Obamacare. But the plan they're offering to Obamacare for young ones are atrocious. My son
yeah, I know about your son. And the bottom line is, I said, what the Republicans should have done is take what's there and work to make it better. There's no reason why they couldn't make it better. They were just transfixed on getting rid of it completely. And they come up with this ridiculous plan, and they want people to buy into it. Their plan wound up being worse than Obamacare.
Yeah, well, first thing is, I have no clue what their plan was, and I have to assume you don't either. Not saying it was good or bad, but we don't know what it was.
What are you talking about?
You knew what the plan was?
They spelled it out. They were voting on it.
Do you know what the plan was?
No, I don't.
Okay. Exactly what I'm saying.
I heard Republican senators and congressmen saying that it was worse than Obamacare, okay?
Because all the conservatives thought they were getting, the people get too many benefits. It's all politics.
And the moderate Republicans thought that they were giving up too much. Right now, the problem is with the Republican Party because the Republicans learned it was much easier to govern by saying no, okay, than it is to be a leader. They have, like Obama did for the first 2 years, they have both houses of Congress and they have the presidency. At least Obama managed to get stuff done, like health care. They haven't done anything yet. What are they doing? They're repealing laws that Obama had passed, executive orders that were protecting the climate and climate change. I just saw a report today on the news that the Barrier Reef, the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, is being bleached white from the change in the water temperature and the sun. Okay, that 2/3 of the Barrier Reef is no longer colored, but it's bleached white. And they said that's going to have a tremendous effect on water temperature, on climate. And, what does he do? He says, okay, guys, now we're going to mine for coal, and we're going to start polluting the air again. So he's giving miners a job, all right? But when they get black lung, how are they going to take care of them? They don't have insurance, okay? Now, granted, a lot of the miners, and even in the town hall meeting that they had, one miner said he was glad to be back at work, but if there was something else available, he would have loved to have done that because he really doesn't want his kids going into the mine.
Yeah, well, now they have a lot more precautions. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
So? You think so?
They're wearing face masks and oxygen masks so they're not breathing that air.
I don't know. Even with the best of equipment, I wouldn't want to go down there.
Yeah, you'd fall in about 2 minutes. It's so tiring.
Aside from the fact that I don't have the strength to do that kind of work,
Yeah.
Look, I'll be perfectly honest with you. My whole life, I have been basically a cerebral person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The most physical labor I ever did was when I was a milkman with my father when I was in high school during the summer. And I went out with him at night and I delivered milk, and I had to carry milk and blah, 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 whatever. But other than that, I had jobs in offices where I did engineering, drafting, okay? I did work as a laborer one summer, and the guys used to laugh at me because I was a college boy, okay? And these were your typical laborers in the city who used to whistle at every woman going by in a skirt, okay?
You know what? I'm doing it again.
You're off the air?
No, I'm not looking to see if there's any callers.
There haven't been any.
The guy that hung up on us, even though he wasn't.
Come on, he was
caller,
a phony. He was a phony. He was nice, but he was a phony phone call.
No, but he waited 2-3 minutes or more.
Well, he wanted to make sure that we heard what he had to say. Maybe he was being sincere. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to hear himself, on the air, and he really wanted to pay us a compliment. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Would you want to pay us a compliment?
Sure, we're great.
Yeah, well, if we don't pay us a compliment, nobody else will, so what the hell?
Listen, but all in all, nothing has changed except now.
Well, Trump has become more of a mainstream Republican. He's not a neocon. I don't know what he is. He's certainly not a Democrat. The Democrat that he was years ago. But don't forget, this is the guy who told Obama back in 2013, if you go into Syria and cross that red line, you're making a big mistake. He said nothing can be gained or won by intervening into Syria. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I understand he did it
and
for a reason.
Listen, I agree with him, but how can you let something like that go? There's a matter of ethics involved in there. Once you see what's going on.
But it was the same thing in 2013, and Obama was going to do it the right way, and he was going to go through Congress first and get the okay. He didn't have the votes in Congress to do that.
Well, first thing.
That was number one. And President Trump, who was not president at the time, said to him, you'd be making a big mistake if you did it.
Well, that's how he felt, but he probably saw a lot more as president, a lot of pictures that we didn't see that he probably saw.
Hey, look, he said way back when he came into the White House, that I'm privy to a lot more information than you are, which is true. But I don't like the way the guy, when he was swearing in Judge Gorsuch as a justice of the Supreme Court.
Associate justice.
He's a justice, all right.
I don't know why they mean by associate.
Yeah, it means he's not Chief Justice. But the bottom line is, he said, and look, I did it in my first 100 days. They said it couldn't be done. He's always patting himself on the back. He wants to be the center of attraction. Don't you understand?
He likes to be liked.
He likes to be the star. And most people, I got news for you, they don't have the stomach for that. If you're... He must have a very, in truth be told, a very low self-esteem of himself if he has to keep telling himself how good a job he's doing. Most people who know they're doing a good job just leave it alone. That's all I'm saying. They don't constantly come on and give you the good news and then they say, it wouldn't have been done without me.
Well, because everybody says he's doing a lousy job.
That's his own party. He doesn't even have to get that from the Democrats. His own party is telling him that.
No, that's everybody.
Well, Ann Coulter is certainly telling him he's doing a lousy job.
No, she's not.
She doesn't like the idea that he's becoming president of the world again. Okay, which is what they had with Obama.
Obama was not president of the world because he really didn't do anything. He should have done something the first time when he's declared the red line, or not declared the red line.
Well, he shouldn't have declared the red line. That's number one.
You weren't going to do anything.
Number two, Rand Paul said, you're getting involved in wars that there really is no solution. Think back in your history. The great Hun. Hannibal.
Yeah.
Okay, no, not Nun, Hun.
Oh.
Hannibal, with his elephants, couldn't manage to defeat the enemy in Afghanistan. He couldn't stand it. And the elephants don't care about the terrain. I mean, he failed. Genghis Khan. All of these great...
Everybody's failed. Russia failed.
So what makes us think that we can... this is the kind of thing that's going to drag on for 100 years. And I don't want to see my grandchildren, your grandchildren, anybody else's grandchildren serve in an armed forces where they have to go into war or something like that with no end in sight.
Yeah. I mean, they say they're not put in harm's way, but that's BS.
And by the way, folks, our number, I feel like a telethon. The number to call is 646-595-3275. Okay? I hope if you are listening, you're enjoying this banter back and forth by Felix and I.
The Rev and the Doc?
Yes, he really agrees with me, but he doesn't want to say so because he doesn't. Then there's no show,
Yeah, so there's got to be a one side. There's got to be another side. But the other thing I want to tell you, which I don't think I ever told you, why they called me Rebellious Rev. Have you ever wondered why? Have you ever wondered why they call me the Rebellious Rev?
Well, other than the fact that in divinity school you probably were a rebel.
Well, it's because I don't believe in any kind of organized religion. This causes wars, organized religion.
Well, I have always said religion does more to divide people than it does to bring them together. Let's be honest,
And there's one God, but somehow everybody says that God is better. But there's only one God. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only one